Good morning, everybody. Andy here at MN Motors and Sports. It is Saturday, October 26th. Halloween is right around the corner and the weather is beautiful. We are going to be open here today until 3 o'clock. We are in the heat of our October liquidation event. It worked out so good last month. We got to make room again for more inventory that's coming in for the month of November. So today's topic for our educational video is the locate process and how it works. I'm going to teach you guys today how MN Motors and Sports and myself can save you thousands of dollars on your next vehicle. In fact, we just did it this last week for a customer and we saved him a lot of money and he got a truck that he never expected. I'm going to flip the camera and show you guys here. This is Russ. He came in, he was looking for a Chevy pickup truck. He wanted the newer body style, well, like the 2014 or newer body style. And he had looked at a couple that were online at other car dealerships. And before going over there and trying to work with them, he made the stop over here. We talked a little bit about some of his options. He actually ended up choosing a crew cab over a double cab that they had. And he did not have to sacrifice a 6.5-foot box, which was important to him. Plus, instead of a 14, he got a 2017, and he got to put on a really nice set of wheels and tires and customize it to his liking, and he still saved thousands of dollars overall. So this is just one example and one customer that we've been able to help out here who's been shopping for a new vehicle. And so today am going to kind of show you guys how it works. So when locating vehicles, we only sell used vehicles here at MN Motors and Sports. However, we can still help you out with buying a new vehicle. If you're shopping for a new vehicle and you're just not enjoying the process, or you're just not hearing the answers that you want, or you just want a little bit more information, there is a lot that goes into buying a new vehicle. Well, any vehicle, but especially a new vehicle. So if you come in and you've got an idea on a new vehicle that you're looking for, first of all, we'll sit down and we'll show you what some realistic expectations are going to be. We're going to go through what's realistic for the price of the vehicle. How do the rebates work? How does a dealer cash back work? How do all these different discounts and rebates come into play, and what do you qualify for? The next thing is we have contacts at any manufacturing dealership or franchise dealership that you can imagine. I have a contact over at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I have a contact over at Chevy Cadillac. I have contacts over at GMC Nissan. I have contacts at Ford, Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, you name it. I have contacts. I can help you out. I can get the information you need if I don't know for sure. And nevertheless, we can work together to help negotiate out the best deal and help you get the best deal. So more that goes into that too is a trade-in. I'd be more than happy to take a look at any trade-in and give you a realistic idea on what your vehicle is worth. That way we can eliminate dealer games. We can use my contacts to get the best deal possible, and I'll make it fun and easy for you. And also in the financing too. There's a lot that goes in the financing, excuse me, and I'll help you guys out too in knowing what's realistic, and also help you get the best rate and best terms and lowest payment. So next, let's talk used. Used is fun. There's a lot of different options. I'm going to show you guys some really cool things. So the first thing that we can do when we're shopping for a used vehicle, if you want to have a pretty good idea of what you want, so go ahead and do your online shopping and stuff ahead of time, or just come in if you're not quite sure what's going to fit your needs the best. And the first thing that we can do is we can look and see what's in the marketplace. So we can look at other dealers in our area and find out what the type of vehicle you're looking for is really bringing on the market. And then again, we can go through your trade information stuff too. We can look into financing, get a good idea ahead of time and what your payment's going to be, what your interest rate's going to look like, and what kind of term you're talking about, and whether you're going to need any money down or not. So that's the first thing that we can do. Now, that's not necessarily the best step, but in some cases it is. So I'm going to sit down with you, figure out what your wants and needs are, find out what type of vehicle you're looking for, and we're going to decide the best avenue to go. Of course, when we find that vehicle, if it is at another car dealership and it's already listed for retail sale and it's already marketed and everything, I will help negotiate on your behalf, get the lowest price possible within reason. You know, obviously it needs to be a realistic number, and we can get that vehicle here, and you can complete the process here with MN Motors and Sports. So you don't have to run around and chase the vehicle, meet new people, all that kind of stuff. Next, I'm going to show you guys, we can purchase vehicles on your behalf at auction and OVE. So it gets a little bit tricky, so I want to go through it and explain it as best as I can. If you guys have any questions as I'm going, please stop me, slow me down, ask me more questions, whatever it might be, and I will help you and push you in the right direction. So I'm going to flip the camera here and just kind of show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that I am shopping for a 2017 Toyota RAV4, okay? I want to buy a 2017 Toyota RAV4. I'd like one that's off lease and under 40,000 miles. Now understand, there's a couple different reasons why vehicles are at auction or on OVE. For one is like an off lease. The next would be like if it's a fleet or a commercial vehicle that is ready to exit someone's or a company's fleet. Next would be like a repossession. Someone purchased that vehicle, couldn't make their payments. Maybe their payment was too much, so they bit off more than they could chew. Unfortunate life circumstances, whatever it might be. Those vehicles will end up at auction. Dealer overstock, if a dealer has multiples of the same vehicle and they're just not turning them fast enough, or they have too much capital invested in a specific type of vehicle, that'd be a good reason that they would send another one off to auction. Next is a non-specialty. Maybe a Kia dealership takes a Ford F-150 in on trade. Maybe that Kia dealership doesn't move a lot of Ford F-150s. They're going to decide, you know, that's not our market, not our location. We're going to go and send this off to auction. Let a dealer who specializes in that type of vehicle try selling it. And then really the last and worst reason is that there's something wrong with it. Now this isn't always bad. You just got to know what you're getting yourself into. These vehicles that are at the auction, we have an opportunity to test drive them and look them over. I can scan check engine lights. I can get a pretty good idea on what's going on. And sometimes you can get a really good deal on a vehicle that just needs a real simple fix. Now that's not always the case, but they're just the one that you need to do a little bit more research on and be a little more leery. So again, we're gonna look for a 2017 Toyota RAV4 LE package. It's kind of like midline. I want to make sure that it's all-wheel drive and under 40,000 miles. So we'll start out here. I went on cars.com because I can get a pretty good grasp on the market using cars.com. There's a lot of dealers that are on there and aggressive pricing. So I did a search here, did 150 miles out on only 2017 Toyota RAV4 LEs in all-wheel drive with under 40,000 miles. I'm sorting them from the lowest to highest in price. So you can see here, this first one, this white one, has 33, just about 34,000 miles, and it's priced at $19,493. And then they kind of rise from there. You know, lower miles, 22 for $19,500, 20,000 miles for $19,700. They're all pretty competitive in this range, right between that $19,000 to $20,000 price point. Once they get over 20,000, they have much lower miles, some of them in their teens. So that gives me a pretty good idea on the market, and about what I can expect to spend is somewhere right around that $19,000 ballpark. Now here's where I'm going to do some work to try to save my customers some money. So over on this screen here, this is Manheim. So this is their website. You need to be a dealer in order to get a login for this. And I'm going to explain a little bit of it, just like I do with my customer when you're sitting here searching for a vehicle. So what I did here, you can look up, I looked for 2017 Toyota RAV4s. They're not even just specifically LEs, but gets me in the ballpark. Most of them out there are. I'm searching Manheim, Minneapolis, and North Star. So Maple Grove and Shakopee. And I'm searching from 0 miles to 40,000 miles on the odometer. That gives me a pretty good set. Now, over here, I can see, like on this 2017 here, I got the VIN number, so I can do a Carfax check. I can click right here on the link to do a Carfax check. I can see how many miles. I can see it's a 4-cylinder. Now, and I can also see that it is all-wheel drive. This here, this CR, this is a condition report. This is going to tell you, this is based on a 0 through 5 scale, what type of condition this vehicle is in. Anything really, I guess, over like a 3.5 is actually in really good shape. But we can click on that and we can get some more information as to what this vehicle might need in order to make it essentially perfect, or what kind of damages. Next, I can see where it's at, Manheim, Minneapolis. So this one's sitting in Maple Grove, and I can see who's selling it, Toyota Financial Services. This tells me that this is more than likely a vehicle that just came off of lease, which is a good thing. Most leases are well taken care of. The people who owned them, they were under factory warranty throughout the ownership, and they're just normal people, I guess. Next is this adjusted MMR. Now this means a little, but not a lot, but this gives me an idea on average of what a vehicle like this has brought in auction or at auction in the past. Now a couple things that you have to keep in mind on this number. For one is majority of vehicles bring over this number. It all depends on the amount of them that are out there running and the demand for that vehicle, and also the seller, of course. The seller has to pay seller fees at the auction, and the buyer has to pay buyer fees. So if the seller owns this vehicle for roughly $16,500, he's going to want to get slightly more than that, so that way he can break even and cover his sell fees. So just the first thing to keep in mind, that we're not necessarily going to be able to buy the vehicle for this number, but it just gets us in the wheelhouse, okay? Next, I want to talk sell fees. Depending on how much money is spent, will decide how much your sell fee is. The more you spend, the higher buy fee. The more you spend, the higher the buy fee. The less you spend, the lower the buy fee. So keep that in mind too. Even if we purchase this vehicle for $16,500, when we're all said and done, we're probably going to have roughly $17,500 to $18,000 invested in this vehicle. And I'm going to show you how that all works. So the first fee that we're going to end up paying is the buy fee on that vehicle. The next one is the inspection and detail. So depending on where we get that vehicle detailed and to the extent of the cleaning that needs to be done, it could cost anywhere from $150 to $350 to have a vehicle detailed, depending on how bad it is. And then also we're going to go into the condition report, and we can see here specifically what type of condition that vehicle is in. So we can see here there's 9 body damages, no structural, no prior paint work. The tires are all this 6 means 6/32. So those tires are pretty good. They're in the green. It is drivable. It starts. There's no odors. It comes with 2 keys. And of course at the auction you always get your title. They may not have it in hand, so it may take a little bit of time to get it, but you do always get it. So now we can see specifically on each panel what exactly is going on. So we get an idea here. So on the hood it is chipped. Says that there's some cosmetic conventional paint and body is not required. There's some dent, no paint damage on the left front door. Left quarter panel, dent, no paint damage, so on and so forth. We can kind of go through here. Some of them have some photos too. So like this rear bumper cover here, it shows a photo that the bumper cover is gouged. So we get a pretty good idea. And maybe some of these things we're okay with, okay? You know, it's a used vehicle. We understand that we're not spending $30,000 on a brand new RAV4. Okay, we're spending under 20. I'm gonna be, you know, if it were me, I'd be okay with a few damages, a couple door dings, a few light scratches. You know, it is what it is. I just need a reliable vehicle and the vehicle that I want. So we can kind of decide together while you're here and we're going through this, what type of stuff is acceptable and what type of things are not to your standards and to how much you plan to spend. Now, because we could find other cars just like this that may not have these damages, right? So again, shows all of your tire, tread depth here, the auto check. I don't use auto check. I like to use Carfax. It's just a lot more specific and it gives me a lot more information. Well, if it'll pull up here. There we go. So here we got the Carfax report. So there was an accident reported, but it is a one-owner vehicle with regular oil changes. It was last owned in New York and was a personal lease vehicle, like we had assumed. Let's go down and figure out what this accident is. So you can see here involved rear impact, right rear impact, left rear impact on another motor vehicle. That may have something to do with that gouge that's on the rear bumper. Doesn't sound like it was too severe since the airbags weren't deployed. The vehicle wasn't towed from the scene or anything like that. I'm not going to be too worried about this little bit of damage. Of course, I just want to see it in person. before purchasing. So you can see all the regular maintenance and stuff. Sometimes you can watch this and you can find things that were fixed or replaced under warranty that are maybe not so common, like maybe it got a new transmission or a transfer case or an axle or something like that. That'll give us a little bit better idea too on the quality of that vehicle. All right, then getting out of the Carfax here. So you kind of understand now how we can take this number that's just kind of an average. After we pay our fees and decide to fix a few things here and there, we might end up having roughly, $18,000, $18,500 into this vehicle after all the fees. Now the benefit to that is going back. So this is a 17 LE with 18,000 miles compared to the cheapest one in the marketplace, 33, almost 34,000 miles and 19.5. So there, we're going to save ourselves, $1,000 alone on the price, plus our sales tax that we would pay on that $1,000, plus we're going to save ourselves a bunch of miles. Now, we could probably get a little cheaper here too as we look into these. If you're willing to go to something with a little bit higher miles, like for instance, here's a red one with 35,000 miles, a little bit more comparable to the one that's close in the market. You can see how the adjusted MMR changes. Obviously, one with higher miles may bring a little bit less money than one with lower miles. So just something fun to do. Now understand that if you do come in and we do one of these locates for you, there's a little more to the process as well that we can discuss when you're here. Of course, we don't want to just go out and buy a bunch of vehicles for people who are just thinking they might want one someday, right? So of course, we do want you to be ready to purchase. And we do want to get, if you are financing, we'll get all that figured out and your payment and interest rate and all that fun stuff. And then we'll go out there and we'll make it happen. Other exceptions too, if you're looking for something really odd. I mean, I've had people come to me and they're like, hey, I want a 1969 Chevelle with 30,000 miles and not a single scratch on it. Now, come on. You might have to go to Barrett-Jackson for something like that. Let's be honest. So you got to be realistic in what you're looking for, and we'll help you with that. We'll show you what really is realistic, and at the same time, we're going to do everything in our power to save you guys some money. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions after the video, feel free to message me on Facebook. My cell phone number is listed below on this post. Feel free to text me or call me there. You can also check out all of our inventory at mymnmotors.com. Feel free to come visit us anytime. We are open during the week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3. If you would like to come in outside of hours, maybe our hours don't fit with your schedule, that is perfectly fine. Just make sure you give me a phone call ahead of time and I'll make sure that I'm here to give you a hand. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. Continue to tune in every Saturday for our educational videos. Our goal here is to make you all smarter consumers so everybody can save a little bit of money. Again, give us a call, 320-247-4050, mymnmotors.com, and have a good rest of your weekend.